everyone. Welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today is the 4th of July, which is an important day in the country where Al and I come from, but not here in Japan. Today it's just a hot day. So I am here with Al in Japan. And how are you doing, Al?
Yeah, I'm not staying cool. I went out for a quick walk to get some milk and stuff, and I will never do that again, ever. Not for the next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. It's been hot. It's been hot and probably won't let up for a while. So, but we do have something to help us along with that. And what is that now? What do we have to help us today?
Yes, today we have an IPA from Egret Brewing, their
Mhm.
flagship IPA.
Yeah.
That is their symbol.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks like they have kind of an origami kind of egret
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
Okay, so this is an IPA from a brewery called Egret Brewery. Where are they located? Himeji in Hyogo Prefecture. And they were established in 2022, and apparently they were Himeji's first craft beer brewery. So
Hmm.
Himeji is not a large city, it's kind of a medium-sized city, and most famous for its castle, which is one of the finest castles in Japan. And actually, the name of the brewery is a reference to that castle. In Japanese, it's called Shirasagi Jo, which means white heron or white egret, and Jo means castle. So they named their brewery after that, probably the most famous thing in Himeji Prefecture. Owned by a man named Ikeuchi, who's also a bartender, and the brewmaster is named Idiyama. And they have a tap room, which is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and holidays only, from 3 to 8 at night. And they do some tours, brewery tours. They have a barbecue area as well where you can reserve the place there. And they also have a what they call the brewing experience. And it's not quite clear exactly, but they apparently do workshops there. They have a vending machine outside, so 24 hours uh,
Nice.
availability, growler service. So a lot of things there. It's one stop away from Himeji Station at Agaho Station, which is, and then about a 5-minute walk from there. So
Mm.
very easily accessible from Himeji Station. So that is Egret Brewery and the beer Egret IPA. Alan, you're going to tell us a little bit about this beer?
Yeah, it's 5.5%. It's their flagship beer. It's what they're kind of known for.
Mhm.
I had a very good experience with this. I went to the Bakuon Music and kind of craft beer festival in
Tell us about that.
Ibaraki. Mhm.
Tell us about Bakuon.
Yeah, well, it's a music festival in northern Osaka, and music was very raucous, kind of there's rockabilly, and there was like rock blues going on, loud, raucous, fun,
Yeah.
quite a big turnout. The beers overall that I had there were kind of so-so, okay, nothing blew me away until I had this guy on tap, and it was probably the owner who was serving it.
Okay.
And I had fond memories. The flavor was great, the body was beautiful, the head was fantastic. It was just kind of rich and lovely stuff.
Very
So
good.
I'm really curious about how this is going to fare out of can here.
Okay. So that festival Alan was talking about is called Baku-on, and it's a composite of two words. Baku is from bakuga, which means malt in Japanese, and on is from ongaku, which is, Alan?
Music.
Music, exactly. So beer
Yeah.
and music festival held every year in Ibaraki. I haven't been since before COVID. When I went, the headliners were Shonen Knife, uh,
Yeah.
kind of an underground sort of cult band, for women who played rock and roll for like 40 years, and
Yeah.
it's quite something. Okay, so yeah, I this is 5.5%. The the Egret IPA, and it costs 550 yen, which is about $3.80 in US dollar terms, and euros, €3 24 cents. And as Al said, it's their flagship beer. Unfortunately, we can't get much information about the ingredients, specific ingredients on the website, not much. Some sort of blather about beer for happy times or something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll
It's
see.
an American IPA is all they tell us, really. So
Okay. So shall we get into it?
sure. Just a bit of trivia. This is one of 4 beers on their website.
Okay.
And they have a in addition to this, they have a hazy white IPA, which is also 5.5%. They have a fruit IPA, which is more like 4.5%. And then they have a sour called Rainbow Shot, and that's also 4.5%. Again, no real list of ingredients. The Rainbow Shot, they mentioned citrusy notes. So this is the one that they've made their name with.
Okay.
So I'm really curious here.
All right. I splattered some all over here, but we'll see. Okay.
Me too. The carbonation must be pretty lively here. Here we go.
Okay. It is a somewhat slightly cloudy gold, medium gold color. And I've got about half a finger of white foam.
Okay. Yeah, mine's got a little bit of haze in it. Very aromatic. Wow.
Oh my, yeah.
Really fresh hops right off. Whoa.
Oh I'm suspecting this is Mosaic or Citra in here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, you don't have to put your nose in anywhere near the glasses. It'll come to you.
It comes to you. This is something. Yeah. Okay. Quite a nice aroma. Kind of. There's a hint of tropical fruit in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Very light vegetal note. Yeah, big kind of some tropical fruit. A little bit of resin, but not too much. A little bit of pine resin, but pretty kind of restrained.
My guess is Mosaic and maybe Citra, but I do not know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. Cheers.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
In here.
Pretty much what I expected from the aroma.
It's a little richer on the second taste. Getting more fruit coming through.
Yeah. From the nose seems a little bit more impressive than the flavor, but as you say, let's have another sip. So basically, this is what I'm getting. I mean, I'm getting the same notes in the flavor with a kind of change in mid-palate to more bittering coming in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a really sustained kind of like whatever I get in the very start. Yeah, it does kind of go in the aftertaste, a little bit more bitter, but boy, the flavor, what I like about it is the flavor just kind of keeps on going and going and going. Yeah, it's got a nice bitter finish, firm bitterness there. Doesn't have the body that I remember from the festival, and that might have been, I don't know if they did a nitro or not. It almost looked like a nitro head, or it's hard to say. I can't say that for sure, but it had that character of a nitro, having the kind of a rich body, creamy body, and it doesn't come in the can. It doesn't have that, but it's still pretty good.
I'm getting something in the finish, which is something buttery or I don't know, some kind of umami thing in
Hmm.
the finish. It's a separate element from what we get in the beginning and the middle.
Huh. Yeah. Wow. Well, the the bittering goes on for a long, long time.
It really does. It really
Yeah, the
does.
fruit hangs in there pretty well too.
Yeah. I wish
Not
they
bad.
told us what it was, you know.
Hmm.
Some breweries don't like to do that. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I would like to know as well.
I think they may feel that most people just don't care, you know, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I like this is better than a lot of IPAs that Japanese craft beer IPAs that I've had, and I definitely drink another one.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
if you're going to Himeji, yeah, you might want to go to their brewery. You know, it's
Mhm.
from open from 3 o'clock, I guess you
All
said.
right.
So,
Where did we find
but
this
it's
one?
yeah, I got
One.
this at Hangzhou department store, so it's pro you can order it off their website.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm not sure how well distributed it is. I would be surprised if they distribute it in Tokyo. Maybe they are, but I'm guessing they are
Yeah.
very local.
Okay. So Hungyu Department Store Liquor Shop, which is in the
Yeah, the
B2
basement.
floor. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
although they
B2.
rotate quite a lot, and I
They
haven't
do.
seen it.
Yeah.
I bought this, what was it, about a month ago or something, and so I haven't
I
seen
I was there
it.
more recently and I did not see it. So yeah,
Yeah.
they do rotate things. That's
And
true.
once they sell out, it's like they usually get something new in, and you
Yeah.
never see that again.
Well, we'll put a link to their
Well, the
website.
aromas, yeah, the air aroma is really powerful. I mean, I think that's what makes it for me. The flavors are pretty well sustained. It's not as big a body as I expected, which is
No,
probably good for food and so on.
it's not a burst of flavor, that's for sure. But the aroma really does come through.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, very interesting. Okay.
Mm.
Any more comments? Final comments?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty well balanced in its flavor, but
Mhm.
definitely it's got some intensity, and what it does have, it sustains. It holds on to for a long time. So yeah, I drink
Yeah,
this again for sure.
decent enough. And
Mm.
again, this is called Egret IPA by Egret Brewery in Himeji, Hyogo Prefecture, Japan. And I was in Himeji in December last year, I think,
Hmm.
and I did go through the castle and that sort of thing, and it's quite popular among tourists. I was surprised. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's not
Oh
as well
yeah.
known. It's not as well known as Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, but there
Well,
were lots of tourists there for sure.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty well known though. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go
Yeah,
off the beaten path slightly, but not
no.
too far, then yeah, Himeji
Mhm.
is the
You come
place
out
to
of the
go.
station and there's this long kind of pavilion going way down, and you see the castle is right there in front of you. It's quite
Right there
impressive.
in front. It's
Yeah.
about a 20-minute walk, I think, to the castle or so. It's not, it's
You
not,
see
it's,
it right away. I mean, when you come out
yeah,
of the station, it's
pretty
quite
obvious where it is and how to get there. So you can take
it's
a
straight.
bus or a
Yeah.
taxi or just walk, and have a nice walk to it.
Yeah.
Except for in this heat, maybe.
It's a pretty good sized castle too. So it took
Yeah,
at least a couple hours to go through the whole thing, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's worth doing. I think if
It
certainly
is.
if
It
you're
is.
into
Yeah.
castles, and yeah, it's one to go through. Yeah.
A lot of history and interesting information about the design of the castle and
Yeah.
the style of building the walls and things like that.
Yeah. The way they funnel people in so that you have multiple chance to murder the attacker sneaking in,
That's right.
or the
That's right.
tourists,
Yeah.
who
Kind of a little
knows?
labyrinth sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they make it a lot of sort of clever, kind of bottlenecks that it's
Right.
designed
To
in the entrance and so on.
prevent the
Yeah.
enemy. You don't go straight in at all.
Right. They don't make it easy. They
Yeah.
got to work for it.
And they
Take
have
over
those
you.
little holes way up high where you
Yep.
dump out rocks and stuff and shoot arrows down
Yep.
at attackers.
Yep.
Well, we
Yeah.
live in a different era now, and much better to drink beer than
You're
to
right.
fight in
Yeah.
castles. Again, this is
Better to
called
drop.
Egret IPA from Egret Brewery. Thank you, Al.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, everybody. Please stay healthy, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment. Okay, tell us your experience with Japanese beers or any questions you have. Please do ask. Okay, that is
Yeah.
it for now. Take care. Stay cool. Bye bye.